Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day. As I was going to wrap up, a thought came to mind and I'll share it with you. This is something we have evidence of from most probably hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, but I definitely know hundreds of people. You might know 50 people, you might know 7 people. It's like you have people that are in Orthodox homes, if it's Muslim, Christians, or Jews, and a lot of abuse, religion abuse happened. And what they do is they're so upset at religion that they run away from home, they drop everything, they drop religion. And you ask them how they're doing, they'll say, holy moly, I'm free. I don't live under all these restrictions and all these rules. And they go way to the other side. Each and every one of them, come to them a one-on-one. Come to them one-on-one. I shouldn't say each and every one. I would say 9 out of 10. Or maybe 99%, which is more 9 out of 10. Come to them 2-3 years later. Have a personal talk with them. Have a vulnerable talk. I've spent, since I was a kid, I remember as a 10-year-old kid, I would sit and talk to people. People would come, other kids would come and talk to me. They would tell me what's going on in their lives. So I've heard hundreds upon hundreds of going through this. They are systematically unhappy. And that's why I'm trying to connect it to those people that ran away from their male body or ran away from their female body. And finally, yes, when you run, you are happy because you're running from something you were unhappy with. But the running sometimes could be a year, it could be sometimes 7 years. When you come to the destination, that's the question is, now how could someone be happy for 7 years if they're unhappy? Well, I'll tell you why. Because no one looked at me. I was depressed, I was unhappy in my body, and suddenly I changed. And everyone on social media is giving me support. The next thing I'm done is I'm asked to speak to teenagers. The next thing I go around, people are asking me to write an article about it. The next thing someone is giving me an interview. I simply freaking have a pleasure of this ride. So I'm excited, and my brain associates it because I'm courageous, because I'm a free person, because I took the step. And some people even, their parents don't talk to them anymore. Their siblings don't talk to them. Their best friends have dropped them. And there's an adrenaline going. The dopamine is going. It could be going for 7 years or 10 years. What happens after 10 to 20 years? And by the way, I know a lot of people that were not religious that went through a very, very tough time. And they thought religion is the answer. Well, religion is good, but religion doesn't take care of emotional baggage. And many of them years later, no, it didn't work, but they were happy because the moment you if it's a Christian, Jew, or Muslim, whoever it is, they give you all the attention. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Now you're one of us. There's a lot going on that covers up on the inner, deeper pain. But there's that much that you could go through, and after 20 years, it usually hits you. And there's a lot of people that talk to me about these topics. So I know, remember, when you run from pain, there is positivity going on in your brain. You feel good. But the question is, what happens later on? And therefore, like speaking earlier, whoever does decide to go do it and doesn't want to go to a therapist, doesn't want to talk, not go to a therapist to change your mind. Go to a therapist to listen to your soul, as we spoke about last time. I beg you. Speak to someone that has done it 10 or 20 years ago, because you might not find anyone. And if you do, you're going to hear a lot of truth. And as I said, what I'm telling you now will be mainstream in about 30 years from now. But we still need a lot of time. It's called trial and error. You know, when McDonald's opened up, everyone was making fun of their grandmother that sat and worked for supper for so long. And here, click, you just go to McDonald's. Everything is fine. 40 years later, they go, oh, obesity. Oh, unhealthy stuff. Oh, artificial. Oh, let's start selling salads. Well, that's what we told you 40 years ago. That's what grandmother did. She took fresh lettuce, she cut it up, and she took carrots and she cut it up. Let's not repeat the mistakes of history and run. Let's go deeper and deeper. Please join me next week as we try to wrap up on this topic of how to deal with this on a practical level. Thank you so much and have yourself a wonderful and delightful day. And always remember, you are way greater than you think you are.